Roughneck Minute, a Movies by Minute podcast where we go over the movie Starship Troopers 1 minute at a time. I'm one of your hosts, Matthew.
And I'm your other host, Johann.
And we're at minute 97. This very depressing minute begins with a full view of the battlefield and ends with a very, again, depressing kiss. So, we get to see what the Roughnecks were up against. They're severely outnumbered.
Yeah. There's a really good pan-out scene of like the outpost and what's surrounded, which just happens at the 1 second mark of this minute. And it's intense.
There's millions of bugs. Literally millions. I don't like saying literally, but there are literally a million of bugs probably there.
Yeah.
Because, literally is like just actually saying like there's a distinct fact that there is that. That is a distinct fact. This is a distinct fact. There are millions of bugs.
Yeah, this one looks like someone just kicked the anthill.
Exactly, man. I mean, you've got everything there. And they're like I'm thinking too, the ones in the back who are just coming out of the mountain, like right where the skyhook is down. They're like, what, the party's over? Jeez, man, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
When am I gonna get my bug money? But the skyhook flies off, and Xander gives a thumbs up to the pilot, who we still don't know who it is.
Yep, to this point, they did a pretty good job trying to mask the pilot here.
I mean, we definitely know who it is, but
oh wait, no, at 09, she's looking back. You can make her out.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We definitely know who it is, but she hasn't been. She doesn't have that much screen time until then, so we, quote unquote, kayfabe, don't know who she is.
Okay.
I'm not breaking kayfabe. I'm breaking kayfabe just to explain the kayfabe.
All right.
And for anyone who doesn't know what kayfabe is, it's basically a wrestling term meaning that we are improvising the story and making sure that the story is continually correct.
Well, I thought kayfabe was keeping the integrity of the persona.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're keeping this persona of, we don't know who that is, but we know who it is. Dropping a pipe bomb right here.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not much of a pipe bomb. This is more of a firecracker.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get a pan back with
real quick. Did you know what the origin of kayfabe is?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's actually okay. So kayfabe came about like in the 1970s-ish, I'd like to say. Like during the era of like the big WWF at the time with like the two Samoan brothers. But anyways, it's to emulate the persona of someone named Kay Fabian.
Oh.
Who used to do the thing that what he was shooting, or like being the bad guy, like the heel, on in the actual house shows, he would show off in real life.
That's kind of cool.
So that's why kayfabe kind of comes from that. But he was all right. So I had to pull it up on Wikipedia, like what his thing was. He was mute.
Oh, okay.
So he just, behind the scenes, like whatever he did, but I guess he carried that thing. I gotta look more into the person of Kay Fabian, but I just know that kayfabe was actually derived from a wrestler named Kay Fabian. I think I learned this on What Culture Wrestling, actually. So,
okay.
If you've ever watched that YouTube channel, it's actually pretty good if you're into wrestling. There are a couple guys from Europe. They got some good insights.
Funny that a couple guys from Europe, know a lot more about wrestling than us in America, where we have the network. I mean, I know there are tons of indies, and the only thing that is the monopoly, which is WWE, but I mean everything else is technically indie to them.
True, but did you see that news that they're supposed to have a battle royale or rumble at in Saudi Arabia or something like that?
Yeah, Man of War. What is it? A 50-man rumble?
Yeah,
that is nuts.
I'm actually excited. I hope we get to see that.
I'm subscribed to the network, so I hope I do see that is at least up there.
Yeah. Well, they didn't broadcast the
Ladies.
Yeah. In fact,
Yeah.
any of the ones in Abu Dhabi, they didn't broadcast.
Maybe they didn't actually film it at all.
Yeah, we only saw pictures because it was a big deal when women were wrestling in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
So they had to wear more gear, obviously, because of their strict decency laws. But it was pretty memorable experience that it happened.
Yeah. But anyway, let's go back to the minute. Xander gives a thumbs up to the pilot, who, again, kayfabe, we don't know who it is, but in reality, we do. The camera pans back to our intrepid group of soldiers, and we see Johnny cradling Dizzy with Ace behind them. Now, at this point, the flight crew, Xander should have just gotten the shock trauma unit out and just started bandaging her up, because I'm pretty sure these ships have some kind of first aid or something, something that he could put in, give her a hypodermic needle or something that won't make her go into shock and keep her alive or try to stop the bleeding. But no, he just sits there and watches her die in Johnny's arms, basically.
Well, remember, he did see the wound. He knows what that wound is.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And as I said, okay, what is the major... We saw the trauma unit. I'm sorry, it's not the trauma unit. It would be more of a triage in the Fort Ticonderoga, right?
Yeah.
And we saw the majority of injuries that the bugs give, which are usually lacerations, cuts, punctures. MI, the medical people, anyone who has some basic combat training also probably has some basic medical, understanding of what to do, if your comrade is down. And they should know exactly, if you go up against a bug, you know what to get. Yeah, you're more often than not, the person's going to be dead before you know it. But if they're still alive, here's what you can do to try to save them.
Yeah, but I think at this point, it's one of those where you have to weigh your options as far as resource goes, which I'm pretty sure he did, considering he's probably the most decorated person on that ship at the moment.
I mean, what are they, skimping on? Okay.
Okay, I can understand not using a bandage, but not giving at least morphine to ease her pain. That I think should have at least been given, if anything.
Again, are they hard up on linen?
I haven't seen that much linen in this thing, but I'm
just saying for bandages.
Yeah,
or some kind of gauze.
Yeah, but those things aren't gonna really stop much of the damage that she got not exposed, but was susceptible to by these bugs. But to at least give morphine, I think should have just been the more humane thing to do to make her comfortable.
This scene just, again, it just makes me feel like they've given up and they're just leaving her to die. I mean, if they really cared, if they really, really wanted her to be alive, because she's alive. She's slowly dying because she's bleeding out or having, shock and everything. They could stop it. They could stop it, Johann. Johann, they could stop it.
Matt, we're all slowly dying.
She's dying faster.
That is true.
They need to stop it.
But I don't know. It's just one of those things I think that they realized what they obviously had to weigh their options of what they could do, and using gauze was not the best option. But I just think morphine should have at least been on the table.
Yeah.
So, that's my opinion.
Yeah, and so Johnny tells her, you'll be fine. No problem. You'll be okay. That lie that you tell, or that any comrade tells his dying comrade, hey, you're going to be fine. Don't worry. Or in Last Action Hero, hey, this is just a flesh wound. What are you even doing?
Yeah.
After Johnny says, you'll be just fine, Dizzy's like, at least I got to have you.
Man, don't you wish someone got to say that about you? Their last thing before... Even anything, just at least I got to have you. It's just like even a breakup, that would be the best goodbye.
I feel really, really bad right now too, but I wish I loved anything as much as Diz loves Johnny.
Did your wife and kid just hear that right now?
No. I mean, I love my wife, but if I'm on my dying breath, or I'm dying, I'm not gonna say, hey, at least I got to, have sex with you. I'm gonna say, honey, I love you. You've been the love of my life, and I'll never forget you as long as I live. But now she's looking at me, honey. Would you like to come on the podcast?
No, finish what you were saying.
But I'm not going to say what Dizzy says, which is, at least I got to have you. Dizzy loves him so much, she's pined for him so much, that even this minuscule amount is fine for her. And for her dying wish, pretty much.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's...
On my deathbed, I'm going to look at you and say, get good, scrub. Is Johann laughing?
Yes. And I'm pretty sure everyone who is listening to us is laughing as well, too, honey.
Get good.
Scrub. Yeah. Straight up call me a scrub.
Get good, scrub.
But, man, this just kills me because she starts I don't know if it's hyperventilating, but she's going into her final death throes.
Yeah.
Saying, Johnny, don't let me go. Johnny.
That part's the worst.
And then she stops.
Yeah. Those are pretty much the words that are on as far as the script goes. Well, some of it. She says, I bought the farm, didn't I, Johnny? And then Johnny says, no, you're going to be all right. And then Dizzy says, it's all right because I got to have you.
Oh.
But then in the script, medics push Johnny aside and go to work on Diz.
As they should.
Yeah, but there weren't any medics on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to go into it again. Basically, I already did my 5-minute tirade of how pretty much even in the... Okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. So, as far as the script goes, the part where Johnny goes to the cockpit, he goes there because the medics are working on Diz.
Oh, we haven't gotten to that point yet.
No, I know. But the part where she's in her death throes right now is when he comes back from the cockpit in the script.
Oh, okay.
So
she's still alive while the medics are working on her.
Yeah, so in the script, Johnny returns to Dizzy's side as the medics struggle to save her. Blood pours out of her mouth, her body thrashes, and then it's a whole thing like, Johnny, can't breathe, Johnny. And she dies. Medic tries to slap her to see if she'll react to it. Her head lolls, mouth open, eyes blank. They drop her and move on to the next casualty. And then Johnny sits there. And then she who must not be named walks in after that. But all of that is... she walks in because of his request on the cockpit area.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit changed around. They removed the entire scene with the medic, or the entire portion with the medic. But so he's there... He goes away, then he comes back into that moment where she has her death throes.
I'd at least like that, or at least some medics to come in and like kind of push him away, and then like look at him, shake their head, and then move on to the next person, kind of thing. But I think at this point, this was done strictly to tug at yours and my heartstring, specifically yours and mine.
Absolutely.
I mean, when I was young and watching this, I felt kind of bad. I mean, I was prepubescent, so I didn't know what love was, or I didn't know what, actually being... I didn't know what this feeling was, But
now you can't fight this feeling anymore?
Yes. It's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But we basically end this minute pretty much right there where Johnny just gives her his final kiss to her. And I mean, in these last 2 episodes, I kind of wanted to play In the Arms of an Angel at the very beginning of it, of our episode, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do on Mondays, but not today's. Maybe today's.
Yeah. God,
It's a depressing. This is a depressing week, man. Because not only are we losing a great. Speaking of, we're recording this on International Women's Day, and I did tweet at Dina Meyer saying, "Hey, you know what?" Or I'm sorry, what was the tweet that I said?
That the most badass woman.
Oh yeah, it was that every great movie has a great / badass woman in it. And Starship Troopers is no exception, at Dina Meyer. And you know who responded and, liked it?
Yeah,
our girl.
I saw
our
it.
girl. If you're listening to us, if for some reason you clicked on our profile and you saw that we're doing this movie minute by minute and you're listening to us right now, Dina, we love you.
I know.
We love you.
But then if you are following us, you may want to check it out. Dina Meyer did like the tweet.
Fangirling. I mean, this.
know.
If we do Mean Girls Minute and Lilo does like our things, I'll be okay with it as well too.
Yeah, same here. Or Rachel McAdams.
Oh my god, if Rachel McAdams does it, I will lose my shit.
Oh my god.
That's the thing too. I wasn't really into Lindsay Lohan back in the day. It was mostly Rachel McAdams in that movie.
See, here's the weird thing, because with Rachel McAdams, well, Lindsay Lohan a little bit, but I didn't have the biggest crush on her. I had a huge crush on Lacey Chabert though, because I never watched Party of Five. I know she was in it. And of course, you know her as the original voice of Meg on Family Guy. But when I had a huge crush on her was when she played Penny in Lost in Space, because we were about the same age. Like I had a huge crush on her on that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's she and gosh, what is her name? I'm trying to think of it before you can.
Heather Graham.
Thank you, Heather Graham.
Roller Girl, you mean?
Roller Girl. Yeah, Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Penny and Judy in the. I don't know if we're going to do that movie minute by minute because it is a really bad movie, but I do love watching it because it is dumb and stupid, but also you get Heather Graham as Judy, and I've always had a thing for Heather Graham as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Penny was that like kind of little quirky, rebellious girl.
But then remember, also Gary Oldman was in this movie.
As Dr. Smith, yeah.
Yes, and this also kind of spun off on the popularity of Matt LeBlanc from Friends.
Man,
so that was like
weird in this movie.
He was incredibly weird in this movie. I think he was not placed properly in this movie.
He tried so hard to be a tough guy, and he just wasn't.
Yeah, but I think it was because of his popularity in Friends that got him this role. Because he definitely was not the best choice of this movie.
No. Oh, gosh. Lost in Space Minute. We're not going to do it.
No. But, I don't know. But Penny was so, like... she was so cute as Penny. Because she had, like, the kind of, like, the Hot Topic bedhead hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's, like, not... It's not dreads, but it's kind of ratty straight hair where it's just like clumped together.
It's kind of
so. She was just so cute.
Yeah, it's the hair that like you do your hair up for the club, or in my case, a show at the Showcase Theater the night before, and then you wake up with the same messy hair, but still with all the product in your hair.
Yeah. So.
But how old was she in that movie?
I think. Hold on, let me check, because I think she's fairly close to my age. So she was about 14.
Okay,
I was
good.
Like 7. I was like 17.
Because I was thinking to myself, gosh, she is super young in this movie.
Oh yeah, she absolutely was.
And in the very beginning, when it's her last night on Earth and everything, she's all dressed up and like punctures that accessory, metal erector set boa, whatever it is, and she does not dress 14.
Yeah.
It kind of creeps me out a little bit.
So, anyway, so that's where the movie ends.
That's pretty. I mean, this is where our movie ends, pretty much. I mean, we're done, guys. Thanks for watching and listening. Because I'm gonna go and off myself right now because Dina Meyer's dead. I'm sorry, Dizzy is dead. Dizzy is dead. I don't know how to go on.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those, like, you knew this minute was coming up, but nothing prepares you for just, like, pretty much an entire week on her death. Like, it sucks.
Yeah, like, again, it sucks in the movie because you know what's coming up, you know it's sad, you feel all this thing, but this whole entire roller coaster, going over it minute by minute, you know, going over his and her relationship every single week, this is a lot more emotional and a lot more hurting than any other time I've watched this movie. I don't know about you, man, but I'm legit depressed.
I know. Man.
Like, it's gone beyond kayfabe now. I'm kind of upset.
I've seen this movie so many times, and you just still can't get over Diz's death. You know, just staring at this scene right at the end of the minute, you can even look at Jake Busey's face. Like, good acting for him. He looks super bummed out also that Diz passed away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you have anything else you want to say? Anything about this particular minute at all?
No, not really.
All right. Well, we can stop this, come back on Friday, but between that time, hug it out, you and I.
Yeah.
All right. Well, where can they find you, Mr. Han?
You guys can find me on Twitch and Instagram at JDASHD26. You can also find me on Twitter at OMG It's Johann.
You guys can find me at AltTabMatt anywhere on the internet, from Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. Come find me. You guys can follow the show itself at The Roughneck Min on Twitter, MIN, where you can see our International Women's Day tweet and see that Dina Meyer did like it. She did it.
I'm not faking the giddiness. Like, I am really giddy about it.
We exist. She knows. She saw the name. She's like, huh. And then went on her day. But that second where she went, huh, we got acknowledged. Did it. I'm happy again.
I know.
You guys can also go to our website, theroughneckminute.podbean.com, for any past episodes or show notes. You can also go to our Facebook group, The Roughneck Minute Billet, to continue the conversation and talk about how awesome Dina Meyer is for liking our thing, and also talk about International Women's Day as well, too, because it had posted on there as well, too. Guys, go ahead and also subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Podcatcher, or, any other podcast you guys can find as well, too. But I've been one of your hosts, Matthew.
And I've been your other host, Johann.
And we will see you on the bounce, troopers.